Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to Sports Roundup on this Saturday night, September the 13th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. Let's start off at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, where the Boston Red Sox and the Kansas City Royals square up in the third game of a four-game weekend series down at KC. And take a look at the highlights here. In the score and highlights, Kansas City Royals got on the board first out of the gates here as a Noriaki single on a soft ground ball to left fielder Yoenis Cespedes. Alcides Escobar scores and Noriaki to second on the throw. 1-0 in favor of the Royals. And then with Alex Gordon-Benny, not thrown there by Christian Vasquez on the pickup attempt. And Noriaki scores. It's 2-0 in favor of the Royals. And then on top of the third, Yoenis Cespedes out on the sacrifice fly at center fielder Jared Dyson and Mookie Betts scores. And it was 2-1 in favor of the Royals here. And then in the bottom of the fourth, the Royals got on 3-1 lead on a Salvador Perez double on a flying drive to right fielder Dana Nava, and Lorenzo Cain scores. Now scoring in the third. 3-1 in favor of the Royals here. And then Martin fights the grounds out. Third baseman Will Middlebrooks, first baseman Mike Napoli, and Alex Gordon scores. Salvador Perez the third, and was 4-1 in favor of the Royals here. And then with Mike Moustakas batting, Salvador Perez scores on the ball. 5-1 in favor of the Royals. And then bottom of the eighth, Alex Gordon doubles on a line drive to right fielder Dana Nava, and Lorenzo Cain scores. It was 6-1 in favor of the Royals. And then finally, again on a single on a ground ball to center fielder Jackie Bradley Jr., and Alex Gordon scores. Here's the Kansas City Royals defeat the Boston Red Sox 7-1 as the Red Sox now fall to 65 and 84 on the season here. As Jeremy Guthrie got the win, go to 11-11 on season. Ruby De La Rosa got the loss, falls to 4-7 this season, and the Boston Red Sox and the KC Royals are gonna wrap up a 4-game weekend series tomorrow at 2:10 p.m. out at Kansas City with Joe Kelly and the man for the Red Sox, and for the Kansas City Royals, they are gonna start Jason Vargas and the man for the Royals here. Other scores around the majors here. It is Minnesota leading Chicago White Sox 5-4 in the bottom of the seventh out in Chicago. Chicago Cubs lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-0 in the bottom of the eighth down in Pittsburgh. Cleveland Indians lead the Detroit Tigers 4-3 in the bottom of the eighth out in Detroit. Cincinnati Reds lead the Milwaukee Brewers 5-1 in the bottom of the eighth. Washington Nationals lead the New York Mets 7-3 in the top of the eighth out in New York. St. Louis Cardinals lead the Colorado Rockies 5-1 in the bottom of the eighth. Arizona Diamondbacks lead the San Diego Padres 7-2 at the bottom of the fifth. Los Angeles Angels and Houston Astros tied at 1-1 in the pace at the top of the third. Los Angeles Dodgers all over the San Francisco Giants 8-0 here in the top of the third. Seattle Mariners lead the Oakland A's 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Texas nip Atlanta 3-2. New York Yankees over Baltimore 3-2. Toronto over Tampa Bay 6-3. Chicago White Sox over Minnesota 5-1. And Philadelphia nip in Miami 2-1. And let's take a look at the standings in the American League and the National League and the Major Leagues so far. Baltimore Orioles now have a 10.5 game lead on the Toronto Blue Jays for first place in the American League East. And Detroit and Kansas City deadlocked at 81 and 66 on base. And if Detroit can get out a win, they'll be a half a game ahead over Kansas City, but if they lose, Casey will be a half a game ahead of Detroit here. Anyway, you slice it in the American League Central here. Los Angeles Angels running away with an American League West with a 92-55 record so far. 11 game lead on the Oakland A's for first place in the American League West. In the National League, the Washington Nationals have a 9-game lead on Leonard Braves for first place in the National League East. St. Louis Cardinals have a 2.5-game lead on the Pittsburgh Pirates for first place in the National League Central. And Los Angeles Dodgers have a 1-game lead on the San Francisco Giants for first place in the National League West. And with the results so far, if the Dodgers can hold on, they can extend their lead to 2 games here. And take a look at the wild card standings. If they stand, if the playoffs were to end, the playoffs were to start tonight, Los Angeles Angels will get the 1 seed, Baltimore the 2 seed, and Detroit and Kansas City will get a share of the 3 seeds. I'll determine if Detroit and Kansas City will either win the division, they'll get the 3 seeds, which means that either Detroit and Kansas City will host Oakland in the wild card game for the right to meet the Los Angeles Angels for the American League playoffs. And the National League, Washington will get the 1 seed, Los Angeles Dodgers the 2 seed, and St. Louis the 3 seed, and Pittsburgh and San Francisco wild card playoff for the right to meet Washington National League playoffs. Okay, let's take a look at the PAWSOX action here. But PAWSOX, for the second time in 3 years, are Governors League champions with a 4-1 victory over the Durham Bulls down in Durham, North Carolina here. How about those PAWSOX? Governors League champions here. And we'll have to find out who will be playing the PAWSOX in the International League World Series here. In the AAA World Series here. Taking a look at the college football scoreboard here on this Saturday night here. Ooh. Yes. Red Sox need to get a win to try to disrupt Kansas City's push for playoffs, and then they got a 3-game set against the Pittsburgh Pirates, so they could try to make a dent in Pittsburgh's playoff hopes here. So even though the Red Sox are out of the playoff picture, they can make some noise in the September. Tomorrow are trying to get their first victory against the Minnesota.
Vikings up in Minnesota here. And now,
let's take a look at our college football scoreboard here. It is Missouri over UCF, 38-10. East Carolina stunning Virginia Tech, 28-21. Ohio State thrashing Kent State 66-0. Virginia eking out a win out of Louisville 23-21. Oregon easily defeated Wyoming 48-14. South Carolina edged out Georgia 38-35. Ole Miss blowing away Louisiana Lafayette like a hurricane 56-15. Stanford blanking Army 35-0. Alabama over Southern Miss 52-12. LSU blanking Louisiana Monroe 31-0. Notre Dame over Purdue 24-14 in the third quarter with 4-5 left in the third quarter. Tied at 10 between UCLA and Texas down in Austin here. Out at Heights at Chestnut Hill, Boston College leading USC 20-17 with 13:49 left in the third quarter. Fourth seed Oklahoma leading to Tennessee 27 at halftime here. Texas A&M blanking Rice 14-0, and Arizona State and Colorado will get underway out in Boulder here. Vanderbilt edging out Massachusetts 34-31. Georgia Tech over Georgia 7 42-38. Pittsburgh over Florida International 42-25. Syracuse all over Central Michigan 40-3. West Virginia over Maryland 40-37. Marshall 44, Ohio 14. Boise State over Connecticut 38-21. And Bowling Green over Indiana 45-42. Air Force over Georgia State 48-38. Colorado State over UC Davis 49-21. Indiana State over Ball State 27-20. Arkansas over Texas Tech 49-28. Duke over Kansas 41-3. Miami, Florida over Arkansas State 41-20. North Carolina State over South Florida 49-17. Iowa State over Iowa 20-17. Michigan over Miami, Ohio 34-10. UAB over Alabama A&M 41-14. Washington over Illinois 44-19. Mississippi State over South Alabama 35-3. TCU over Minnesota 30-7. Western Michigan over Idaho 45-33. Games going on in progress here. After Old Dominion 17, East Michigan 3, it's Utah State leading Wake Forest 36-24 with 13-10 left in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma State over Texas San Antonio 34-13 with 8:49 left in the fourth quarter. Florida Atlantic over Tulsa 43-14 with 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee tied at 31 apiece with 7:45 left in the fourth quarter. UNLV and Northern Illinois tied at 34 apiece with 9:18 left in the fourth quarter. Troy over Abilene Christian 21-14 with 12:19 left in the third quarter. Kentucky 10, Florida 6 with 5:25 left in the third quarter. It is Washington State 28, Portland State nothing with 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Rutgers 10, Penn State 7 in the second quarter at halftime. Navy 28, Texas State 7, 12, 24 left in the third quarter. UT El Paso 21, New Mexico 10 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. And Tulane 28, Southeastern 3 with 12:27 left in the third quarter. In the PGA Golf Tour Championship down in East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia, it is Billy Horschel and Rory McIlroy tied for the lead through 3 rounds here. Okay, let's take a look at sports news here on this Saturday night. Yes. All right. Let's take a look at the latest sports news here. Adrian Peterson, the star Minnesota Vikings running back, charged with child abuse, surrendered to Montgomery County, Texas authorities early Saturday morning and was freed on $15,000 in bond. Floyd Mayweather. Marcus Maidana, 2-fight preview wide. Marcus Maidana will defeat Floyd Mayweather. In Madrid, France came from behind in the final quarter to beat Lithuania 95-93 and win the bronze medal at the Basketball World Cup on Saturday. New York Knicks. Carmelo Anthony is done with free agency, signing a deal that he believes could take him to the end of his career in New York, but he warned that he never players will avoid the Atlanta Hawks in the wake of the comments of general manager Danny Ferry. San Francisco much did on his team's last trip to San Francisco late July. The Los Angeles Dodgers manager Don Mattingly tricked his rotation so he would have top 3 starters line up for this weekend's crucial series against the Giants. In Santa Clara, California, if you someone unknown before his backup, Colin Kaepernick's breakouts performance against the Bears 2 years ago helped make him a star. Manuel Pellegrini hit out at a performance angle with most senior referee Matt Clatterberg claimed the performance cost Manchester City a win over Arsenal, saying that he had missed 2 fouls and Arsenal scored a clear penalty for the City. Kyle Busch dominates. Rain delayed track series race in Chicagoland as started the back of the field was a problem for Kyle Busch on Saturday night, and neither was a start in the back of the second time. And that's the video for the Sports Roundup on this Saturday night, September 13th, 2014. I'm PJ with Spit. I hope you have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for an exciting Sunday attack. Patriots and Vikings and Red Sox and Royals. So I'll see you right after the Red Sox Royals game on Nesson. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.